If you still don't know about this, you and your dog are missing out. Visit toddlernews.com and join the movement now. Be our premium member today with 14 days trial. And enjoy the perks. Dog Mom News, your access point to dog tips, trends, and more.
Or can you give us like the top benefits of a harness versus, walking your dog just by the collar and a leash? So what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's different with everyone with collars and harnesses. It's more of like, there's different types of collars out there. So the collars that we offer, they're the quick release buckles. And there's
Okay.
also, like martingales and everything else out there. So ours is just convenient and strong. And then harnesses, some people use them for older dogs or dogs that have issues with their trachea. Like with our senior golden, there's a handle on the harness that helps us get them up, or we use it during our hikes if we need to get the dogs through a scramble. Some people use it for training. So it just kind of depends what your needs are, but you can always fit that into your lifestyle.
I love that. Dog Mom News is a digital platform where we highlight the unique relationships between dogs and dog moms. There's so much to talk about and so much to explore. Now, with Dog Mom News Live and in our show, we're going to be talking about a variety of topics, and you're going to be hearing from expert canine professionals, females in their industry who are doing amazing things. We're going to talk about topics of interest that some are serious and some are funny, but we're going to talk about dog health and viral dog videos and memes and posts from social media. So that's, of course, the fun. But we're also going to get really practical, and we're going to share training tips with you. And we're going to share, how you can work on your dog's nutrition. We're going to look at competitive sports and grooming. And we're going to hear from dog moms with huge hearts who are doing great things in their community and a lot of nonprofit work. Now, we want to make sure that you get involved in the movement. Of course, go to dogmomnews.com to learn more about what we're doing and to get involved. and welcome to this week's episode of Dog Mom News Live. I'm Corrina Sullivan. Thank you so much for joining us. We are at episode 15, and you are in for a real treat today. We have some fascinating guests who are going to share so much helpful information. So get ready. You are going to love it. You know, some of you may be watching for the first time and wondering, what is Dog Mom News? Well, Dog Mom News is a media platform that is dedicated to enriching the bond between dogs and their dog moms. Dog Mom News Live is a weekly live stream digital simulcast where we discuss points of interest from female canine professionals like veterinarians and trainers and behaviorists, even social media influencers. And then we talk about topics that you care about, from viral dog videos that are fun, of course we do that, and memes, to other important issues like preventative health and grooming and training and how to care for service dogs and prepare them. And we talk to people with big hearts who are making a big difference in their communities. So we cover a wide variety of topics and issues, and all of this is aimed at improving your relationship with your dog. So thank you so much for joining us. We want you to do us a favor and go ahead and visit dogmomnews.com. That's how you can join in on the journey and see all of the exciting things that are happening. You should also like this video and comment, because when you do, you help us grow. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell, because when you do, you'll be among the first people to know when we release some super awesome content. So it's really helpful, and you'll want to go ahead and do that. This is going to be a wonderful episode for you super dog moms. As we said, we have a really fantastic guest lineup. We are going to be talking with Liz Murdoch of Talking with the Dogs. She's an animal communicator, and she has a really special gift that expands the possibilities of the human-dog relationship. So you won't want to miss that. We're also going to talk with Jennifer Poole. Jennifer is with Rangers Pet Outpost and Retreat in the Orlando area. She's a dog mom. She's an innovative trainer, and she's going to lend some expert insight on the importance of giving our pups daily enrichment activities and training games, how to stimulate their minds, and how to have a lot of fun. And be sure to stay tuned to the very end, because we're going to have another special giveaway. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you most certainly don't want to miss out on that opportunity. But first, we go straight to the news desk in a segment we call Doggy Headlines. Our first story is from I Heart Dogs. A miracle of resilience. A paralyzed dog, Koyaban, finds hope. Homeless and paralyzed, Koyaban defied the odds. Abandoned by a heartless owner, and after being hit by a car, he fought so hard to survive on the streets. Now, a compassionate woman spotted him and provided food, witnessing his determination. Recognizing his urgent need for veterinary care, she sought help, and Koyaban is now recovering. His future remains uncertain, but he will never face the streets again. A true testament to resilience and the power of compassion. Our next story, originally from rover.com. Compassionate Care. A Rover sitter builds a wheelchair for a special needs pup. Listen to this. Mark Wong, a former naval architect turned Rover sitter, he went above and beyond to care for Cody, who you see here, a special needs Maltipoo. Cody, who suffers from mobility issues and seizures, required some extra support. Now, recognizing the challenge, Mark used his engineering skills to create this custom wheelchair, or the one you just saw for Cody, enabling easier movement and also bathroom breaks. Delighted by Mark's dedication, Cody's owner has already booked his next stay at Mark and Jane's Bed and Biscuit, praising Mark's exceptional care. Great job, Mark. Thank you so much. And now another story from I Heart Dogs. A Texas teacher rescues a stray dog found at a school entrance. A teacher in Houston was surprised to find a dog waiting at the elementary school. The dog disappeared each day, but the teacher noticed its poor skin condition and distress. On the third day, the teacher took action and brought the dog to a local animal shelter. Clive the dog found a foster home through Lucky Lab Rescue and Adoption. The teacher uses the experience to educate the students about responsible pet ownership and shelter realities. Another story from I Heart Dogs now. A couple rescues a neglected dog found on a Florida highway. Look at this sweet pup, poor thing. The couple was actually driving in Oviedo, Florida, and discovered this severely neglected dog walking dangerously close to traffic. They just couldn't leave him behind and took him in temporarily, seeking help on social media. Groomer Carrie Falla responded and worked through the night to remove all that matted fur that had hindered his mobility. Now, the dog named Lucky, what an appropriate name, was found to be not only blind but deaf as well. Now, after receiving the proper medical care, look at that transformation. Lucky found a loving forever home with Zachary Blair. This is a heartwarming and, of course, very happy ending. And our last story from Bored Panda. A heartbroken dog finds happiness nurturing orphaned puppies. Daisy, a dog who tragically lost her litter of puppies in a barn fire, fell into deep, deep despair. Now, her owner, Jessica Woodruff, sought help online and found Lorna Murphy, whose dog Chloe had passed away after giving birth. Now, Daisy immediately began nursing Chloe's orphaned puppies, bringing joy back into her life. The pups will eventually return to their home, but for now, Daisy is filled with happiness once more. Oh, just makes your heart just so full. It's such a great story. And those are your doggy headlines for the week of June 15th, 2023. If you happen to be out there and you see a story that you think that we should feature in our headlines, be sure to tag us at Dog Mom News. And now it is time to welcome our first guest today in a segment we call Dog Mom Biz. Liz Murdoch is a dog mom. She's an animal communicator, and she is the voice behind a popular podcast called Talking with the Dogs. Liz uses her special gifts to help dog moms and dog dads better communicate with their animals, which is an awesome gift. And this is really an opportunity to expand the possibilities between human and dog relationships. And Liz joins us now from Los Angeles, California. Liz, thank you so much for joining us.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Liz, you are an animal communicator, which is a fascinating job description. So I want to know, when did your fascination and your love for dogs begin? And then how did that turn into a career of becoming an animal communicator?
Well, it was at kindergarten in show and tell, the value of show and tell, and a classmate brought a dog. And we were looking at the dog standing there. It was a standard poodle. And people were saying, oh, it's amazing. Its bow matches its purple nails, purple bow, purple nails. And the girl was in a purple dress. And I remember hearing this dog, and I had this knowing, I can do more than this. And I remember looking around like, oh my gosh, well, what else are we going to do? But there was nothing else. I went home and I knew I needed a dog. And that journey, you know, like many of us who have stepping stones of interest and we try different things, led me to years later. I always had dogs. I won the blue ribbon in dog training. It was very natural and intuitive for me always. But
wow,
it was
that is so neat.
Yeah, it was later when I stumbled across an animal communication class that I was like, I had this intense knowing I want to do that.
That is so interesting. And to think how these experiences really shape us. And in a sense, for that poodle to speak to you and to say, I'm so much more than just cute. There's so much more that I can do here. And now look at where you are today. You have the special gift, as you said, of knowing what dogs are thinking. But walk us through that process. How do you know?
So for me, there's an intense connection with the dog, and I will get mostly a knowing right away. Like I can tell when they're ready to talk to me. They sort of settle in through the eyes and a feeling. Dogs, when I'm in person, they'll climb in my lap, they'll lean close to me. People will apologize, like, oh, my dog usually doesn't do this. It's like, it's okay. So once I establish that connection with the dog, whether it's in person or even over a Zoom call, I will talk to the dog and they stay looking at me like this. And I will get a knowing based on looking at them, or I'll get a feeling. Often dogs have nausea and I'll start to gag. I get a feeling in different parts of my body. I can see. So for me, it's very multisensory.
Wow,
And
you're
I
just
just
so
then
in
translate
tune
it.
with them. And explain that to
Yes.
me. Is it a full body experience for you? You said it goes beyond
Yes.
just a thought. You literally feel it in your body.
Yes. Yes. And I can tell them. I was working with a client yesterday, and I said to her, put your hand on your dog's abdomen. And I said, no, further up. And I could feel where I wanted her to do her hands for sort of a healing and to help her connect to her knowing with her dog. But I can feel it in my body where the animal is hurting. This particular dog, it felt so tight in my back. I start feeling it, or the necks can be tight. And it requires me to know my body. And that's why that part of connecting with ourselves and knowing ourselves, so I can differentiate. But yes, it's full body
And
from the
have these
dogs.
feelings intensified over time? Is this something that you can train to do, or is it simply a gift that's given to you?
It's a little bit of a gift, and it's a little bit of teaching, having different teachers in the beginning say, try this, do this. That has helped. But the gift is I can tune in so fast. I don't need to just meditate for 20 minutes, or I've done 25 in a day at events. So it's a balance of a gift and training.
Okay. I imagine, though, you've had people come to you saying, Liz, will you help me out? I want to better understand my dog. I mean, have you had failed attempts at helping people with this? And what special qualities do you have to be successful?
So it failed. So, I mean, in my failings, lost dogs, it's between the dog and the person. So I haven't returned dogs, but I found clues that help them. Or we can't guarantee. I had a woman, I said, your dog, I described where I could see this dog. She never found the dog. Couple months later, they found the dog, and the dog had been in a situation that I had completely described, but it was just 5 miles away and they hadn't looked that far. So, lost dogs is trickier because it involves their actions to go do things.
Sure.
It was students, they need to practice and they get frustrated. I have 2 students right now who are very good, and they've both, ironically, they started the same week, and where we are now, the same week, they've reached out to me pleading for help because they've run into situations that are really challenging for them personally. How do I deal with such and such when the client doesn't want to make an adjustment, and how do I separate? So that is, I wouldn't say it's so much it's a failing or a hiccup that we can have. I had that early on where you think you're going to get somewhere, but you have to understand that we have to close it out. We can't control other people's relationships with animals.
How important is it for you to just be all in and just right in the moment, just really focusing in and focusing on that dog? I imagine, just being able to shut out the world and just look in the eyes of that canine, that is just incredibly important as far as pinpointing what's happening.
It's the only way to do it. And even if the person says, I know what's wrong with my dog, that my dog has cancer, that comes up, that they'll say the dog's stomach hurts. And I'm like, okay, let's see what the dog is experiencing. And often the animal has a different priority than what the person has. So I had to push out my own world, but also what the other people want to share. I say, don't tell me anything. Let's get this first. And then they can balance it.
I imagine sometimes people fear what they don't know, or just we live in kind of a skeptical culture. What do you say to people who say, I don't know about this, Liz. I'm not sure if I believe you. I'm sure you've heard that before. So what do you say to them?
I say that's fine. It's a process with learning anything new. I will say that all of my clients pretty much would say that I can take you from thinking it's woo-woo for those who are unsure, like, oh, it's woo-woo, it's weird.
You're a media personality. You have so much going on. I want to hear more about the Talking with Dogs brand. Walk us through some of the exciting things that are happening.
So I have these I'm really excited about because they're dog conversation starters. What is your dog's favorite thing? They're all prompts. And the reason I created them, Dog Talk conversation starters, is that when people stop to think, what is my dog's favorite food? For instance, they will find out that, oh, I realize I like to give my dog 5 different treats, but she just likes X. And when we start paying attention to what we know about them, we start connecting better. And it's a great stepping stone. First, they're fun, but everything I'm doing is trying to help people find new ways to understand what their dogs want and need so that it empowers them to take better care of their dog and have clarity in their decisions. Does my dog really want to have this surgery? No, my dog would hate that. It's okay to just do this because people want to be supported making decisions.
Yes. And then you can use your time wisely and you can use your money wisely. Why buy 5 treats when you can buy just 1 and your dog's happy and everyone's happy? I love that you care so much about strengthening the bond between owners and their dogs. It's so sweet. What other products and services do you have, Liz?
So I do the individual chat sessions with people, and that's a great starter point. People say, do I need to buy a package or 30 minutes or an hour? I'm like, no, I'll meet you where you are because I really want this to be about what works for them. So they have sessions with me where I'll help them figure out something about their dog. I tend to do more individual coaching and training than groups because it's so much more effective. So people will work with me one-on-one to develop their intuition, explore it. They might want to add it to their work that they're doing, or they've been curious. So I do a lot of that. I have a retreat coming up in October where I'm taking about 5 or 6 women to Italy for a personal renaissance. So ways to help people, different ways, meet them from products to services to work with me in a larger setting.
Can you give us an example of where you've really seen, say, a dog and their dog mom, like really break through like some major issues through working with them? I imagine that's the rewarding part of what you do.
It is. It happens a lot. Many situations, but it happens with euthanasia at the time when people aren't sure what to do, and then they suddenly feel in control and they're so relieved that, oh, we did it this way. And they just have this piece that they say is so odd they've never had. The other one is with service dogs and rescue dogs. And there was a situation with many instances where people want to have a therapy dog, or I want my dog to do some kind of special work. And the dog is sort of resistant, but helping them to work with a dog that they're trying to mold into, say like a racehorse kind of situation. And as I help them adjust and tune in with their dog and what their dog's strengths are, it's just been amazing to watch these dogs really blossom.
Oh, that's so sweet. And to watch them tap into their passion. I mean, it's kind of like, this is a parenting scenario, but if you really want your child to be a soccer star, but they want to play lacrosse, it's like, what's the point, But just helping them find what they really love. So when you look at your dogs, same thing, don't force it, but what will the dog do? What an incredible help. Well, unfortunately, Liz, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Sometimes that happens with live video. So thanks for hanging tough with us. But you mentioned euthanasia, and that's such a sensitive topic for dog owners. And I know you've worked with a lot of dog owners who are trying to decide, is this the right time? Is it not the right time? So walk us through that process of how you help them and how you determine if that is in fact the course that they should take.
So that's a great question. So I don't determine if it's the course they should take in any of my work, whether it's should you feed your dog something different or anything. I'm giving them input so clients can figure out what's best. But I call them like puzzle pieces. So
Sure.
I am not, I can't prescribe and I don't diagnose. So that's important. But what will happen is someone will call and they'll say, we're just so concerned about our dog. And usually at this point, if they've worked with me, but even if they haven't, they know I don't want to know the details. So I'll say, okay, oh, something's going on. I'll get familiar with the dog. And then when they'll usually want to admit, we're trying to decide, the vet said we should euthanize tonight, or it's time, but we just can't believe this. It's a shock. And I'll say, okay, let's take everything that you're thinking and hearing and see what we can do to get you into your knowing. And that's why I actually like working with the euthanasia situations, because I'm really empowering people to get into their knowing, where they see that, yes, this is so upsetting. And I just experienced a year ago with my dog. So it's very familiar. But
Yes.
I'll take them from, they know their dog isn't feeling well. They'll say, but he's acting okay today. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll share information of what the dog wants. Often if the dog will say, I'm not ready, then I will tell them that. I'm not withholding things. And I'll say, why are you saying that? Why is this important? What do you want your people to know about why you're not ready? And I'll go, oh, he wants a birthday party. And they'll say, oh yeah, we just canceled a birthday party. Or he wants to go, I see this like cabin in the woods. Yeah, we were thinking about taking him. That's our cabin. It's 2 hours away. We didn't know if we should make the drive. I'm not telling them they should make the drive. I'm saying, well, how would it look for you if you were to take the drive? What are the logistics? Then they start thinking it through, and then they get to their knowing, like, oh, we could do this. We could go tomorrow. We're going to go tomorrow. Okay. Or they'll say, whatever it is, you know what? He would hate that. I had a dog that I said, he really wants to smell like your walks. And she's like, but he can't walk. And I say, well, I see a wagon. And they're like, yeah, we have a cart. And that's where my words, I have to be careful, or that there is a translation that if I say wagon, but they mean cart, it's the idea that the dog wants to be pulled. And they'll say, yeah. And then they'll say, we can just take him down the walkway to the mailbox or whatever. But it's helping them get into their knowing. And they'll say, well, then what happens? Then what do we do? I'll go, do this. And once you've done this request from your dog, or sometimes it's multiple requests, you'll get closer to your knowing. And I always say, call me back, but they never do. They get to their knowing. And that's how it works, so that they feel like we know it's time.
Sure.
And it's the best gift to get someone.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when emotions are involved and everything feels so heavy and out of focus, to have someone come alongside you and help you gain clarity or gain that knowing that you're referring to must be just incredibly helpful.
Yeah. And I think, like, I just had a breath in my work with the dogs. When I have shared something effectively for a dog and I know I'm done on a topic, I will have a breath. And my students always laugh. They're like, there's the breath, because I'm done. And that's what I want to give to people, is that it's like a sense of relief.
Yes.
And that's the essence of my work, is offering people an opportunity for a sense of relief when it comes to their dog.
Is this emotionally taxing for you at all when you're tapping into an animal's emotions and feelings? Do you ever feel that, or do you get energized by it?
I get energized by tapping in, because I'm helping them. I'm using an ability that I have to give something to them. So I shut it down. I learned very early on the importance of, I'm not going to follow up and say, well, what happened? Did you do ABC? It's sort of like I shut it down and I leave it to them with the invitation to reach out. But no, I shut it down, and I understand. I had to learn this through lost dog cases, that this is between them and their dog. And I wish them well, and it's their life. And so I feel energized that I could contribute, and then I shut it down.
So Liz, earlier you mentioned that eyes and that connection with the dogs, that it's like windows into their souls. So do you believe that dogs have souls?
Ooh, that's a tricky question. I guess I do. I believe that there is that life force in them. I would leave it more at that. When it gets into the souls and even the afterlife, I don't have all the answers. And I think that just gets me fired up a bit, that we don't know the life experience of people, religions, and faith. We can have our beliefs. I can share information about a dog, and I will tell people that that is their journey to explore as part of their life journey. So I just,
that's great. That's the honest answer, right? Here's where I stand, and there's a lot of mystery, and that is fair. How can our audience find out more about what you do and keep tabs on what's happening with you, Liz?
So a lot of people like Instagram to go through and see that I'm legit. I've been doing this for a while, Talking with the Dogs. My website, talkingwiththedogs.com. People go to, but I think Instagram, for anyone who's new to this, to feel comfortable and get to know me, is a great starting point.
Liz Murdoch of Talking with the Dogs, thank you so much. And now it is time to feature some of our favorite videos from this week. Some of those laugh out loud moments coming at you now in a segment we call Bark Out Loud. She's the baby. She loves it more than the kids. Look at this sweet animal. And listen to those sweet giggles. Listen closely. She is just like a baby. God bless you. The puppy cannot get enough. That is the cutest. And speaking of cute, now we move to sweet. That's the sweetest thing I've ever seen too. Look at this. Hey, buddy, you need a little drink? I've got your back or your head. Go ahead and drink until you're content. So sweet. What a loving pup. Love it. Okay, let's go. And he's going to try again and again and again. You look familiar. And again. It's like, this could go on all day, folks. It's great. My dog's been playing hide and seek for the last 30 minutes. They've been at this. Look closely. Where are you? I'm looking for you. I'm going to find you. And the other dog's going to turn around like, hey, huh? Does he see me? Is he getting close? Is he getting close? Okay, hopefully I'm okay. And the other dog says, I'm coming for you. I'm on your trail. And tag, you're it. Hey, bud.
Go in the rain. You can
Wanna go in the rain?
puppy.
You want to, pup?
You think you
You
can
look
buy my
prepared.
love just because you got me a pup cup? Let's review all the things you did to me today.
Okay, let's
First,
review.
You took me to the vet where I got a shot.
Ooh, that was
And
cold.
then you talked to the vet about how I'm old and I have
Really?
bad joints. And
Oh,
then, on top
ouch.
of it all, I proceeded to group text the whole family about my weight gain.
Oh, that's
Seriously,
just
who
low.
does that to somebody?
Right.
What is wrong
Who
with you?
does that? What is wrong with you? Obviously mad. That's why I bought the dog. And the dog says, I know how you drive. Look at it. The arm there, guarding the drinks. No messes here. And a little dance by. Whoa, buddy. Buddy just dozed off and was so comfortable, right? I feel that way sometimes when I get to sit a little bit and get my hair done. It's like, oh, back to reality. My. And now it is time to welcome our second guest in a segment we call Bark in the Park. Jennifer Poole is a dog mom. She is a trainer, and she is one of the innovators at Rangers Dog Post and Retreat in the Orlando area. Jennifer has spent years improving the lives of animals using proper training techniques and enrichment activities. And she joins us live from Winter Park, Florida. Jennifer, thank you so much for taking the time today to share lots of wisdom with us. There's so much that we can do with our dogs, and I know that you have so much experience and so much to bring.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's really great to meet you.
So, Jennifer, when did your love for dogs begin, and where did this love come from?
Oh gosh, ever since I was a kid, I think probably it was inspired by my parents. They're also animal lovers, and so we had lots of pets growing up. I mean, dogs, turtles, ferrets, birds, pretty much everything but cats, actually, because my mom is allergic.
Yes.
But yeah, lots of exposure to different types of animals.
And it's my understanding that you had a lot of exposure to lots of different animals in a zoo environment. So, how did you go from working in the zoo to working with dogs? And how did that differ from dog training, so to speak?
Sure. So, I've gotten to do both. I've been really lucky to have some very cool experiences in my life. I worked with a fabulous zoo here in Florida called the Brevard Zoo for a few years just out of college, did my internship there. And yeah, I worked with a lot of different species, rhinos, giraffes, a ton of birds, cassowaries, which are one of the scariest animals you'll ever work with. And then, dogs as well. Between rangers, and I used to work for the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, which formerly the SPCA, kind of exposed to everything, but, enjoyed the zoo work. It's very challenging, but there's just something about being able to build that bond with dogs and their owners that just is special. And that's kind of why I went down that career path.
Well, it sounds like you're always down for an adventure. I mean, the scariest animal that you talked about, it's like, okay, fast forward, you can handle anything with dogs, right? Tell us about this passion that you have for education. I know you gained a lot of experience, but how do you translate that passion into working with dogs and these different activities and enrichment games? Because it is so important for the overall health of our dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I took a seminar once with he's called the godfather of positive reinforcement training. It's a really great trainer named Ian Dunbar. And he said something that really stuck with me. And that was, if you lose the owner, you lose the dog. And, it really kind of made sense to me that if the owner is bored or the owner is not having fun or the owner is frustrated, they don't want to do the training that their dog needs. Not just because you want a well-behaved dog, but also because they're like us. They have minds and they want to keep busy. They get bored. And building the bond, as Liz was talking about earlier, is so important to that relationship. So being able to find a way to kind of harness learning theory and the way that we process things that we're learning, and build on that to make it fun, I think has been key to the success here at Rangers.
Yes, that's so key. And in the process of doing this, you're building that bond with your animals, you're forming trust with them, you're showing how much you care. I know that you are known as an innovator in the industry. So can you share with us some of these really cool enrichment games that you've developed? And I know that some of them are kind of like children's games. So I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, exactly. I am really big on, as I said, I want to make training fun, because people are more likely to stick with it and enjoy it with their dogs. One of my favorites is freeze tag. And essentially, it is getting your dog playing and just super amped up and getting them up in that high excitement zone. And then you stop and you have them sit and they freeze, and it helps out. It's fun for them. They're getting to expend some physical energy as well as getting the emotional enrichment, but it also helps them get used to being in that higher excitement zone and then coming back down quickly, so that in a situation, a practical situation, like now you're out on a walk and they see the mail truck and they want to bark at the mailman, it's that much easier for them to be able to come back down and calm down quickly because they're used to it. They've practiced it. So a lot of these silly, fun games are helping them practice for practical settings. Musical chairs is another one of my most popular games in my classes, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The people are walking around in a circle with their dogs, and I'll play music, and then as soon as the music stops, they have their dog sit, and the last dog to sit is obviously out. The final dog in is the winner. Silly little fun game. They have a great time with the competition, but it's a way for them to practice now, not just that your dog can sit and not just that your dog can walk on a leash, but can they do those things when you're walking around in a group with other dogs, with people, with movement, adding in all those distraction factors so they don't even realize that they're practicing a more difficult behavior.
That is so neat. And I imagine it builds confidence in the owners and also in the dog to be able to transition from, like you said, up here to down here. Like you said, if you're on a walk or in a serious situation, or you're just being playful, that is so neat how you just help to, again, equip owners and then the dogs with what they need to be successful in any environment. Now, I know you've worked really hard over the years to build your business and it's been really successful. You've been able to just transform Rangers Pet Outpost from more of a smaller operation into a really large one. So tell us and walk us through what that process has been like for you building a business and also maybe some of the challenges that you faced.
Sure. So I am really lucky to work for a really great pair of owners who have let me really build this training program from the ground up. And then while I've done that, we've also gone from, as you said, a very small business to really expanding the market as far as adding on boarding and daycare. And it's not easy. Obviously, the challenges of running a small business. I know everybody's kind of going through finding employees. The animal field burnout is hard because it's a farmer's life. You're up early. You have to be there all day. The dogs need love and care. It's dirty. It can be smelly. There's a lot of cleaning involved.
Yes.
Medical issues, things like that. So it's not easy, but the folks who stick around really love and care about the dogs, and that's been a huge thing in helping us become. I mean, honestly, we're one of the top places in the market. We just found out today that we won in one of the local magazines. We won basically #1 best doggy daycare, which was really exciting. So
That is amazing, Jennifer. That just has to like fill you up so much to know that, you're not in it for necessarily like, the approval of others, but when people are recognizing your hard work and your efforts and the value that you bring to your community and to your customers, that is amazing. So congratulations. And thanks for sharing that news with us. That is so great. So when we talk to trainers or people in different communities, we just like to get a feel for, the place that you're living. I know that you're in Winter Park, in the Orlando area for people who aren't familiar with Winter Park. So what is the shelter situation like in your community? I know this is something you're passionate about, and that's what I'm asking. So kind of give us an idea of in your community what you're facing.
Sure. So we do have, some local shelters. We actually, our local shelter, the Pet Alliance, last year sadly had a fire, and they lost their physical building. So that's been kind of a big thing is they've having to take on a lot of fosters, and luckily the community has joined in. Winter Park and Orlando in general is fabulous, full of pet owners, and really a strong community. So they've come out in force to help the shelters. But they do a great job. Lots of smaller rescues have pitched in to help out, which has been really nice. And then one nice thing that our local shelters do is they also have training and enrichment programs. So working on behavior modification to help with, a lot of dogs that are in shelters may have phobias, men or beards or hats or things like that. Or, a dog jumping up on their kennel door is not going to be as adoptable. So working on issues. And then also creating daycare programs and teaching them agility and tricks and nose work and things to provide enrichment for them, because dogs like us need to be mentally challenged.
Yes, definitely. And Liz, I actually used to live in the Winter Park area in Maitland. It's a beautiful community. And even when I was at SeaWorld, for example, they were using rescue dogs for some of their shows, which was so heartwarming. So you're right, that behavior modification ends up to be so important, whether, it's not always an amusement park. A lot of times it's in families, but making sure that we're setting the animals up for success. So that's incredible, the work that's being done there. kind of transitioning a little bit, staying with the more serious tone, I guess. We like to debunk myths here on Dog Mom News Live. That's important. Are there any myths that you want to help us dispel? Like the number one thing you think, people tend to get wrong?
Yeah, so I will tell you, one of the biggest myths that I try to cover in my classes is people have this thought process that a wagging tail means that the dog is friendly. So they'll be out on a walk and there's a strange dog and they think, oh, his tail is wagging, I should approach. Common misconception. It actually just means the dog is in a heightened state of arousal or excitement, doesn't denote whether that's good excitement. Hi, I want to be your friend. Or I'm not so sure about this. Let's keep your space. So I always like to make sure that my students know the difference. A happy, friendly wagging tail is going to be high and loose and floppy. And, you kind of see that bouncy body language.
Yes.
If you see a dog doing that, absolutely, that's somebody who is welcoming. Yeah, come be my friend. But a lot of times on walks, people will see the tail that's up and very stiff and slow. And that is a tail that is signaling to you, I'm not so sure, let's keep our distance. And I do see a lot of people on walks who will have interactions that go wrong because they're not reading the body language. So that would probably be the number one myth that I like to debunk.
That is so helpful. So dog moms, you need to thank Jennifer right now. All of us are there going, yes, we thank you, Jennifer, for that tidbit and for sharing so much helpful information today. For our viewers who want to keep tabs on what you have going on, the many exciting things, what's the best way for them to follow you on social, or how should they do that?
Sure. So they can follow the Rangers Pet Outpost Facebook page. We also have our website, www.rangerspetoutpost.com, or they can follow me personally. They can look me up on Facebook, Jennifer Poole.
Jennifer Poole of Rangers Pet Outpost and Retreat. Jennifer, thank you for those super helpful tips. Well, now it is time for one of my favorite segments. You know by now, right, dog moms? It's dog meme time. If you love dog memes as much as I do, go ahead and type dog memes in the comments section right there. Okay, see? You do. I know you do. And we have some real treats for you today. So let's go ahead and celebrate dog meme time. We begin with a tweet with an invitation. This one from Sophie Vershbo. She says, Simon has earned his 5th merit badge. It is a Metro card for achievements in respectful subway and bus ridership. Please join me in congratulating him on this stunning achievement as a New Yorker. We applaud you, Simon. Job well done. You are a model citizen. And up next, you must dress to impress. The girls getting ready for brunch. You just never know when you're going to turn into dog famous. And these dogs are ready, and you are welcome. They are so cute. And now, wow, we've heard of monkey on your back, but now we're talking dog on your back. Check this out. Okay, so this is from @ContextDogs, all right? And this collie is so incredibly chill. Look at that, just in the backpack, like nothing's going on, but dad's all business. So he's like ready to fly the friendly skies with his pup. And I think based on this right here, they deserve first class. What do you think? Yeah, I bet you agree, dog moms. Okay, and this next one, I mean, how can you not just laugh? Me leaving the salon, ooh, fluffy, and check me out, darling diva right here. Very cute. And then this next one, to be clear, look, okay, so it's from Kittenfish. If you can see that down low, it says baby on board. But here's what happened in this new tweet. You can say, Kittenfish says, I was so confused why everyone was saying congratulations because I meant to text this picture with the caption. Very important. I'm so embarrassed because I'm not pregnant. Okay, so to be clear, fur baby, not baby, fur baby. Okay, thank you for setting the record straight there, mama. Okay, I've spotted something dead. Must go roll in it. Must you really, for the love of all dog moms, must you go and roll in that? We do not want you to do that. Do not do it. All dogs seem to love it. In fact, my dog just did it earlier this week. No, Louie, you do not do that. It's a lot of work. And now our quote of the week. People think I'm crazy because I talk to my dogs. What am I supposed to do? Just ignore them when they ask me a question? I mean, that's a little rude. Of course, we're going to talk to our dogs. I mean, we've got to. And I know our guests earlier today would say the same thing, especially Liz. We've got to talk to the dogs. We've got to better communicate. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed those memes as much as I did. If you want to see more content like that, you can always go to YouTube. I mean, we have a fantastic YouTube channel. In fact, if you're watching right now on YouTube, we want to encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you can go ahead and find out when we release that fresh content right away. So you can get more of Dog Mom News. But there are so many cool videos and interviews and past shows. It's hard to believe that we're at episode 15, but we have arrived and we are so excited about all of the enthusiasm and the momentum that we have going right now. And so many good things are ahead. So thank you so much for being a part of the movement with us. Speaking of awesome content, we want to remind you about our Dog Mom News premium membership option. This is so incredible. Let me tell you about what is included in Dog Mom News Premium. It's actually a monthly membership. And with this membership, you get special access to monthly prizes, contests, and giveaways, expert dog training tips from top trainers, dream vacation getaways. Who doesn't want a vacation right now? So you have a chance at them. Expert tips in pet health, exclusive access to our premium Facebook group, expert dog training and grooming tips and all kinds of helpful information from nutritionists, and custom t-shirts and apparel. And who doesn't love a good discount? I know I do. Discounts, coupons, and free stuff in the doggy world. This monthly membership is just jam-packed with so much valuable information, and it's designed to help increase that bond with your dog. For a limited time, listen closely, we are going to offer a 14-day free trial. So what do you have to lose? Just head on over to dogmomnews.com/premium and sign up for your free trial now. We know that you won't regret it. All right, everyone. What an excellent episode today. We spoke with Liz Murdoch from Talking with the Dogs. We also got to visit with Jennifer Poole from Rangers Pet Outpost and Retreat. These ladies are fascinating and fun and super passionate. We want to encourage you to join us next Thursday as well. Look on the screen here. We're going to talk to Juliana Corella. She is with Treatables. We're going to discuss the health benefits of CBD for dogs. We are also going to talk with Lael Michelle from Dog Cake Bakery. She's in San Diego, California. She's going to discuss the growing popularity of healthy, sensible doggy treats. And she makes really cute doggy treats as well. So things can be healthy and cute. And these ladies are just so much fun. So we can't wait to talk with them and to share all of that with you next week. We want to thank you for joining us for the live show. But remember, all the fun does not have to stop here. You can go to dogmomnews.com. If you're on social media and you see something that you think we need to know about, be sure to tag us at Dog Mom News. That allows you to get more engaged. That helps us with the content that we're putting out there. And it's flat out just a lot of fun. Now, Dog Mom News is growing, as I said, but when you go ahead and you like and you comment or you subscribe on YouTube, if you subscribe and ring the bell, you help us grow. And we just want you to know how much that we appreciate that ongoing interaction, your connection. And two, we want to invite you to become a part of our Dog Mom News community. If you go on Facebook, it is so much fun. I mean, ladies interacting throughout the week, sharing really cute photos and tips and tidbits. So trust me when I say you'll be glad that you did. Okay, dog mom. So at the top of the show, I mentioned that we're going to do another giveaway, and we always make good on our promises. So if you think you want a giveaway, go ahead and type yes in the comment box. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of yeses coming through as I thought. So here's how it's going to work. This is actually going to be a really fun fill in the blank game. The first one to like this video, to give the right answer, that's going to be the big winner. So here it is, fill in the blanks. And the question is this: what breed of dog is Snoopy from the Peanuts comic strip? Starts with a B, ends with an E. It has floppy ears. So those are your clues, moms. Go ahead and start typing in your answers. Remember, the one with the first right answer is going to get it. And the answer is Beagle. Did you guess it? Okay, well, there's one lucky winner out there, and our crew is going to be in touch with you to give you your special prize. Dog moms, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We again want to encourage you to go to dogmomnews.com to learn more about our premium membership and even to learn about how to maybe be a guest on our show. We are just so excited about all of the great things that are happening, and we're so grateful that you've chosen to spend time with us today. But remember, next Thursday's show is going to be another great episode. So go ahead and make plans to join us. Same pup time, same pup channel, next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all of us at Dog Mom News Live, I'm Corrina Sullivan. Take care, everyone.